Welcome, everyone, to Mongols. This is our Hartford Athletic Insider episode where we take a quick look at the Hounds' next opponent, the Athletic. Joining me for this one is Mike Peshka, representing Hartford supporter group, the Bonanza. Pesh, thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's a real pleasure to be on with Mongols.
I got to start with just, right off the bat, where does the name the Bonanza come from?
So, if you know a little bit about Connecticut, Hartford sports history, we used to have the Hartford Whalers, which is near and dear to everybody in Connecticut's heart. So their goal song was the Brass Bonanza when it would score. So we kind of adopted that. It's because it's one big party in our section. We'll play that when we score at home. A few times that we do, but yeah. So that's the origin of the name.
I know when it was announced that Hartford was getting a team, there were tons around the country that were hoping that the team name would be the Whalers, and so I get it. That's a great reason for having the name that you do. Give me your thoughts on Hartford this season. What do you like about the team?
I would say, really comparing it to last year. I mean, we've already equaled our win total from last year, which is good. It's nice to see, some consistency in, our starting 11. It's a lot of the same faces every week, which we didn't really have last year. We're playing mostly the same formation, little tweaks, but Burke usually plays the 4-2-3-1, which we like. So there's more of an identity than last year. So big fan of that.
What don't you like about this team?
Probably the goal scoring. We're all kind of wondering where the goals are coming from, who's going to be scoring them. So far, both of our nines, not really, not lighting the world on fire so far, I'll say.
Yeah, the Hounds are going through similar struggles at this point. From your standpoint, is it primarily just because you feel like the strikers aren't producing, or do you think that there's some other reason why you guys just aren't scoring?
We're not finishing our chances. I mean, I think our expected goals are like 1.4, and we're coming in like right about 0.9 right now.
Yeah.
Really struggling away from home, especially to score. But I think that's just not finishing our chances. We're taking chances, just not finishing them.
Yeah, sounds like we're mirrors of each other. So this could be a really interesting one. You have two Riverhounds favorites, Tommy V and Joe Farrell, on your squad. Talk a bit about how they're doing for you guys so far this season.
So they're immediately walked in kind of as fan favorites. They both wore the armband beginning of the season while Jordan Scarlett was getting healthy. We love Joe Farrell's very, very vocal on the pitch. Scored last week in the Derby too against Rhode Island. So he's always a presence up there. And Tommy V, he just his play speaks for himself. He's a true warrior. He's actually stepped up playing defensive midfielder for us the past couple games as well. So yeah, we're lucky to have them both, and we're big fans of them here.
Yeah, both of them were players. We still talk about Tommy V. I think he was only with us for 2 or 3 seasons, but tons of versatility. Just seemed like a great guy, like a natural leader. We were sad to see him go. So glad to see he sort of bounced around a little bit. It felt like in the league, but I saw that he made it to the USL Team of the Week at one point earlier this season. So glad to see that he is flourishing for you guys and he's producing again. Likewise, Joe Farrell's stay with us was a little bit shorter, but great guy. Like you said, super vocal. So again, glad he landed somewhere where he can help make an impact. You've been around, or the club's been around since 2019. Like I mentioned, some of us sort of remember when you guys came into the league. Sort of talk about your experience with the club in the past 5 years. What's it been like from, starting to where you guys are now?
It's been a lot of fun. I've been there pretty much since day zero with the club. My first ever Hartford match was actually in Pittsburgh, seeing you guys. So that was a lot of fun. It's just, the results haven't been there, but it's just been a lot of fun. I look forward to going out there every Saturday, every home match. We kind of taken in stride now that we've never been that good. We're just here to have fun.
Listen, we have I don't want to say decades of dark days, but the Hounds have never won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
We're sort of at this point with Bob Lilly, we're kind of perennial playoff not even contenders. Like, we get into the playoffs and then we lose. It's sort of the running joke. So at some point we're like, hopefully we'll make it over the hump. You guys will get there. No worries. It just, it takes time, especially in a league like this, where
Mhm.
it just seems like there's constant sort of rotation in terms of who's at the top, who's chomping at the bit, and there's a lot of turnover every season. So, what do you think about this year in particular? Obviously, you guys are having some scoring issues just like we are, but do you feel that you have the pieces in place to be a playoff team?
I think we do. I think with the massive amount of turnover we've had in the squad from last year to this year, and then including the new manager, I think there's definitely some expected growing pains. Brendan Burke has that pedigree with Colorado Spring Switchbacks. We're really thinking that he can, him and the club can really string together some results over the summer,
Mhm.
maybe sneak into one of those final playoff spots.
If there was somebody that was completely new to the team in Hartford and they were like, tell me the top two or three guys to watch for your squad, who are you going to tell them?
Deshaun Beckford, easy. Becky's just a nightmare on the wing. Mishi Nagalina, just former USL Young Player of the Year. He's definitely a spark of creativity. And then I would say it's tough to pick the third one. There's so many guys. Probably Jay Chapman. Just he's a veteran, former MLSer, and he's just really kind of plays in that deep midfield role, but he likes to kind of come up as the 8 and just join it as kind of like the fifth attacker. So he's always a joy to watch too.
Yeah. Give me your score prediction. How do you see things shaking out this weekend?
I gotta be a homer. I gotta say 2-0 Hartford.
Ooh, okay.
I have to.
Well,
We're a lot better at home than we are on the road, so it's gonna be loud too.
yeah.
So I'm thinking we could get some points here.
Tell me where you think the goals are coming from. Because if you were to ask me where the Hounds goals are coming from, I'd be like, I don't know. Like we've been struggling.
I think. I and I keep saying this every week. Our strikers kind of got to have a coming out party. I think Romario
Mhm.
Williams gets on the score sheet this week, and I'm really kind of feeling maybe Marcus Epps. He's still kind of looking for his breakout goal. So I think I'm gonna go Epps and Williams.
I like the shout. I like the shout. Pash, this has been great. Let everybody know where they can follow you online and the Bonanza online.
Yeah, on X Twitter at Forza Pesh, and then Bonanza's at Bonanza HFD Hartford. And if anybody from Pittsburgh is making the trip up to Hartford this weekend, please join us in Lot 2 for our tailgate. You guys were very welcoming to me when I came down, so we'd love to return the favor.
Love it. This is part of why we do what we do. But I was talking to someone from Charleston last week, and they sort of described it as like, come and have a beer before. We're gonna hate you during 90, and then we'll get together to complain about the refs afterwards. And that's what this is all about. So
That's exactly it.
love talking to fans like yourself. Really appreciate the time. Hopefully this season you guys can make the leap up above the playoff line and shake things up in the East. And hopefully we'll have you back on here the next time we go around as well.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, Pesh.
All right, cheers.